Alia and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm sharing with you guys how to make pie crust. This is very easy to make and it just comes together in a food processor, but you can also do this by hand, and it's also very flaky and you can use it for any recipe that calls for pie dough. So yeah, let's get into it. So this recipe could not be any easier. So for this, you're just gonna add all your dry ingredients into the bowl of your food processor. And if you don't have a food processor, you can also do this in a big bowl, or you can also do this in a blender, but just make sure to shake it after every pulse. So I have a food processor here, and I'm going to add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So this is 2 cups. Add it in there. And then I have 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. Powdered sugar contains cornstarch, so it helps bind the pie crust, and half a teaspoon of salt. Now we're just gonna pulse this. If you're doing this in a bowl, then just whisk it. So put the lid on and we're gonna pulse. That is out. Now we're gonna add cold cubed butter to this. Make sure it's really cold. I like to dice the butter first and then put it in the fridge. So this is 180 grams of cold butter, or around 3/4 cup. So, and you want it to be diced, so just put it in there. Okay, now we're just gonna put the hat back on and pulse it. Now you want to make sure that you make pea-sized pieces of this butter. You don't want to fully blend it in the flour. And if you're doing this in a bowl, use your fingertips, okay? Do not use your palms, otherwise it can melt the butter, and you want everything to be nice and cold. So just pulse this until it's pea-sized. And if you're doing this in a bowl, rub the butter with your fingertips. Okay, so it's ready. And now, as you can see, these are like little pea-sized pieces. As you can see, they're like little pea-sized pieces of butter. The butter is not fully in the crust, and you want to make sure it's like that, so that will make a flaky crust. Now I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of vodka here. If you don't have it, or you just don't want to add it, then it's okay. You can add in another tablespoon of water to this. It's just that the vodka is going to bake off when you bake it, so it's going to result in a much more flakier crust. And to this I'm going to add in 4 to 5 tablespoons of ice water. So now make sure it's iced. So as you can see, I have ice over here. So as you can see, I have ice over here in my water, and you want it to be iced. So I'm measuring it right here. Just going to mix this. And make sure that when you're mixing this, you want to pulse this. You don't want to over mix the batter, so that will make the gluten from forming and it won't result in a flaky pie crust. So you just want to go slowly, okay? And again, if you're doing this in a bowl, try to use your fingertips. Don't try to avoid using the palm as much as you can, because it's warmer there and you want everything to stay cold. And don't worry, the dough will be crumbly. That's what you want it to look like. Now I have a feeling that I need more water to this. It's a little dry, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon. So this is the 5th tablespoon I'm adding. Just a little bit. Yeah. And the dough is ready. As you can see, it's pretty crumbly. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty crumbly and it's not that formed yet. So I'm just gonna pick it up. Just gonna take it out carefully. Okay, this is very sharp. Careful. And yeah, and don't over mix this dough. Okay, you want it to be like this. You really don't want to over mix this. Okay, otherwise it's not gonna have a much flaky, tender pie crust. So now this is our pie crust. I'm just going to put it on my mat here. Scrape everything out. Yeah, and you don't want to knead this dough together. I'm just going to pull it together. Don't knead it at all. Just want to pull it together. And you want to divide it into 2 pieces. So I'm just going to put it into pieces. And make sure you're not over kneading this dough because you don't want the gluten to form, and that will again not make a flaky pie crust. So there we go, that's our balls. Now you're going to take some cling film and you're going to wrap the balls. Okay, just wrap both of the balls in there. And now the second one. So that's our pie dough. Make sure you chill it in the fridge before using it for at least a few hours. I like to put it overnight and wait until the next recipe because I'm going to be using the pie crust. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'm just going to put this in the fridge. That was the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, then make sure to give this video a big thumbs up below and also subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.